Okay, I'm ready to apply everything we've learned about division and now divide monomial expressions. So again, what does the word monomial mean? It means one term where everything is connected by multiplication. And as long as you're connected by multiplication, you can jump right in and start division. So I have a monomial, one term, divided by a monomial, one term. So I'm ready to start the division process. First of all, there's my famous negative sign. It's out in the front of the fraction. Who does it really belong to? That's right, it really belongs to the numerator. So a negative divided by a positive would yield a negative. Now I'm put my fraction bar, and let's start. I want to divide my coefficients. 36 divided by 24. Well, you're right. 36 and 24 do not divide into each other equally. So what we're going to have to do is divide them both by their greatest common factor, their largest number they have in common. Yes, you can divide them both by 2. Yes, you can divide them both by 3. Yes, you can divide them both by 6. But the biggest number you can divide them both by is 12. So 36 divided by 12 is 3. 24 divided by 12 is 2. So 36 over 24 reduces to 3 halves. Now we're going to divide our variables by finding our same bases. So here are our bases. We got a to the 8th divided by a, which is a to the 1st. The rule is when we divide, we subtract exponents. 8 minus 1 would be 7. Where would we place our a to the 7th? We would place it where there are more a's. Were there more a's in the numerator or the denominator? That's right, in the numerator. So our a to the 7th goes in our numerator. All right, our next bases are the b's. I have b to the 5th and b to the 8th. So the rule is when we divide variables, we subtract their exponents. 5 and 8, if we subtract it, we get 3. Where do we put this b to the 3rd? The top or the bottom? Well, where were there more b's? There were more b's at the bottom because there were 8. So our b cubed goes in our denominator. Okay? Now we're going to divide our c's. Okay, we have the same base. Well, this c is understood to have an exponent of the 1. This c is understood to have an exponent of the 1. When I do my rule, dividing means subtract exponents. 1 minus 1 is 0. Do we write in our answer c to the 0? Well, if you want to write it, that's fine, but don't do that because you don't need it, because you'll get marked wrong. C to the 0 is not simplified form. So you're never going to see in algebra the answer c to the 0. We just learned in the previous video, any base to the 0 exponent is the number 1. Now you're going to say, well, Ms. Black, where do I put the 1? It doesn't matter if you put it in the numerator or denominator because they were both the same size. But if I put that 1 in the numerator, how is that 1 connected to all these other terms? Again, these were monomials. So that means that 1 is connected by multiplication. From 3rd grade math, is multiplying by 1 going to change your answer? Think about 3rd grade. What's 1 times 7? Still 7. What's 1 times negative 8? Still negative 8. So everybody, 1 times negative 3 a to the 7th is still going to be negative 3a to the 7th. So in algebra, this is what most people do. They say, oh, c to the 1st divided by c to the 1st. I'm dividing the exact same amount. Well, from arithmetic, dividing the same number cancels out because it makes a 1. In algebra, dividing the same letter cancels out and makes a 1. And most people say, oh, I don't need that 1 because that 1 is connected by multiplication. So I don't need to write it because nothing is going to change. You've just divided a monomial expression by a monomial expression. Everybody with me? All right, let's try one more. So I see a fraction. The fraction bar means division. So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, ooh, I got to do division. Is everything connected by multiplication? Sure, this is a monomial. This is a monomial connected by multiplication. So I'm ready to divide. Let's start with our coefficients. I want to divide a negative by a negative, which makes a positive. Think about it. If you forget your rule, You know you can't keep a negative sign in the denominator. It always floats to the top, and two negatives side by side make a positive. Either way you want to think about it is fine by me. So you know the answer is going to be positive. We have 7 over 35. Well, we can divide 7 into 35. That goes 5 times. Where would you place the 5? Well, the 5 has to go in the denominator because that's where the bigger number is. Think about it. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 7 divides into 35 5 times. Now we're going to divide our variables. So we're going to find our same bases. So there I go. I have x squared divided by x. So I subtract my exponents. 2, take away 1 is 1. Where do I put my x to the first? Where there's the bigger amount, in the numerator. Do I need to write x to the first? No, I don't need to write an exponent of the 1. It's understood to be there. All right, I'm not done dividing. I got like bases. I got y divided by y. It's understood. Each of these y's have an exponent of the 1. 1 minus 1 would be 0. Are we ever going to write y to the 0? No, no, no. Y to the 0 is always going to be the number 1. We don't even need to write the number 1 because that number 1 is connected to all the other terms by multiplication. So that's why you'll see in algebra when you divide the same variable, people just cross it out. It cancels out. They know it makes a 1. And they know that 1 is connected by multiplication, so there's no need to write it because multiplying by 1 doesn't change your answer. Are we done dividing? Nope. Still got another term. All right, we got z cubed divided by z to the 7th. They have the same base. The rule is subtract. 3 take away 7. I know 3 take away 7 is 4, but where would I put that z to the 4th? I put it where there's more z's, which is obviously in the denominator. So the quotient of these two monomials divided is x over 5z to the 4th. Is everybody okay with that? And that's all there is to doing division. Now, we still have one more round of division because this is just monomials divided by monomials. This whole chapter, this whole section we've been working on now is called polynomials. And that's what we're going to pick up in the next video. See you then.